Okay, Dan, so July school holidays. Obviously, there's the American summer too, where they release all their movies. So is it looking pretty full on for July?
It just piggybacks off this incredible, raft of releases coming out in June, which we've talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, of course,
Yeah.
is one of the big ones. We've got the incredible Spider-Man film, which has already opened, but I think that really is going to continue to play through the school holidays. This is
Right.
one of the best films of the year, is what
Yeah.
people are saying.
Yeah.
We've also got, the first one I can think of is Coco Maori, and that's a really little film that is making a big statement, much like Disney have done with Frozen.
Right.
They have a completely new voice cast to redo the movie in Reo Maori, and I think that's really important.
Yeah.
And I think it's a fantastic initiative from Disney. So that's playing on select sessions from the 13th of July for the school holidays.
Yeah.
We also have on the 13th of July a slightly bigger film, which is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
Oh, man, the trailer for that's incredible. I mean, to me, Tom Cruise can do no wrong at the moment, and it just looks like one of those great Mission Impossible films, and you'd watch it just for the motorbike going off a cliff.
Yeah, I mean, look, Top Gun Maverick was an absolute phenomenon, and to be completely frank, it kind of saved cinema.
Yeah.
It was a huge film. I think the general public cannot underestimate how much the decision by one person, Tom Cruise, to not let that film go to streaming had ripple effect through the industry. And what effect does the success of Top Gun Maverick have on a film like Dead Reckoning? We know that the Mission Impossible films have been going for 25 years.
Long time, isn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
And they are a very popular franchise. But how big is this film going to be based on the success of Top Gun Maverick? I almost think it's going to help drive this film to overperform. That's kind of my gut feeling on it. And look, it's going to perform really well anyway. So
And it's a part one.
it's a part one, and I think Christopher McQuarrie, the director, he wanted some extreme runtime on it, and then I think the studio heads in, you just got to cut a bit out of there. So it's still going to be a pretty long film. I think it's in the vicinity of 145 minutes, which is still a good runtime, but it's nothing like the runtime we're hearing for Oppenheimer, which releases on the 20th, and I think Christopher Nolan anecdotally said the other day, it's kissing 3 hours. So... yeah, expect a bit of a beast from Christopher Nolan. We know that it's going to be one of those films that the fans of his movies are going to want to get and see. Christopher Nolan films are always event films.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of doing the Dunkirk thing again, right? Where he's going back to history rather than out of his big brain, you know, where he's coming up with these incredible stories like Tenet and Inception.
Yeah.
I feel like that helps the cause of the film as well. I think there's some real interest in a historical story with that Christopher Nolan twist. It's going to be fascinating to see how his practical effects roll out in this one because, like all people who are really into explosives as kids, little boys and little girls who love blowing up things, they're probably going to want to come and see this movie.
It does. It looks really good. It's Cillian Murphy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
He's a great actor. I think Matt Damon's in it as well from memory.
I think he is,
Yeah, great cast. So I can't wait to see that. So have we got Barbie?
We do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Oppenheimer releases on July the 20th on the same day as Barbie. I mean, two very different films. What I'm kind of intrigued by is that Barbie, it's a little bit hard to get a read on. What's the target audience for that film at the moment? I think having Greta Gerwig direct it and Noah Baumbach, who's her partner, who's also written a lot with Wes Anderson, gives us a little bit of a clue as to what the direction of this film might be. Of course, Greta Gerwig directed the remake of Little Women, and she directed Lady Bird. Films that are coming of age, they tend to lean a little bit more to an older audience. Yeah. But Barbie is, on the surface, a kids' movie, right? So it's going to be really interesting to see how that film plays out. My guess is it's going to be a PG and it's going to appeal to a very broad audience. Right. I know from working at the box office here how excited people are for that film. Look, I think there's going to be a lot of people wanting to come to see that film. Of course, how good it is will have a huge influence on how long it plays out. Right. But if you look at the cast, which is huge, and you look at Greta Gerwig's incredible track record for making great films, and Noah Baumbach as a writer, I think this film is going to really, really go well.
Yeah, because I'm just intrigued to see what it's about. Because as you say, like who's it kind of aimed at.
Yeah.
And so I think that factor alone will get you along to watch it.
Yeah. So we've been talking a lot about films that are sort of sitting in that M rating thing: Transformers, Dial of Destiny, Mission Impossible. But you've got to always have something for those little kids, right?
Yeah, sure.
You need a G.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone loves a G film. All the parents love a G film, especially when the runtime is about 80 minutes.
Yep.
And a little film that we should touch on is Cats in the Museum. It releases at the back end of June. Yeah, Cats in the Museum. I mean, it says
Perfect title.
It says it on the box. But
Is it about cats in a museum, Dan?
yeah, possibly. Possibly.
I don't know. Maybe it's a trick title.
I have
That's
a
all I'm
funny
saying.
feeling. I have a funny feeling that there might be another film from those filmmakers called Dogs in the Museum.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah. And then ferrets. It could be a whole series. It'll be brilliant.
Sequel after sequel. Yeah. Exciting times.
Yeah.
It's from the character designer of Secret Life of Pets.
Oh, brilliant.
You know, so you're going to get that kind of look from the film.
Which is great.
Nice 80-minute runtime, G-rated. It's going to be perfect for the parents who want to get their kids to the movies during the holidays and are just wanting a really, really sweet, safe, fun watch.
That's brilliant. Right. I'll get my Jaffers order in. It's going to be huge.